Hello, creative friends. This is Joy coming to you with another little cardboard journal that I wanted to create. And this particular journal, I wanted to distress the panels that I was going to use in this little journal. So here I'm just peeling off the top layer of the cardboard, and I'm using a little pair of sharp scissors to try to get up underneath the paper that's still attached to the ribs of the cardboard and peel off a little bit more of the top layer of cardboard. And I did this on every single panel that I used in this journal, but I only show you here, I think, two of them that I did just to kind of show you how I went about, getting the cardboard distressed and peeling up the paper and that first layer from the cardboard panel. I really have been having a lot of fun creating these little cardboard art journals, and there you see all of the panels there that I've created. I guess I just show the one. So here I'm going to take some gesso and just with a card there, as you see, just kind of scrape it on there. I'm not like trying to be careful or get it, completely covered. Just trying to get it covered with gesso, and I'm not trying to smooth it out or, make it, completely perfect. Just trying to get it on there and set it aside. So I did that with all of the panels as well, just to get some color. And you don't have to do this step. I mean, you can certainly just color or paint the cardboard panels without this step. And actually, putting the gesso on the panels will alter the color of the, paint or sprays or whatever that you decide to add, the color that you decide to add to these panels. And so, for example, here I decided to use some of my Adirondack and Dylusion sprays on these panels, and if I would have just left it with the plain cardboard without gessoing at first, these would look very different, the colors would, than it looks with a gessoed background. So here I'm using a paintbrush to spread the color around because, when you spray it, as you saw there, it kind of doesn't really cover as thoroughly as I would like it to. So that's why I decided to pull out a paintbrush. And I'm not cleaning the paintbrush off or anything in between. I'm just going in there and, using it just to kind of spread the color around from these sprays and to try to get the panel covered. And wherever I felt that there was kind of a hard line, I used a little bit of a paper towel to kind of smooth it out because I didn't want any really hard brush strokes or hard lines on these panels. I wanted the colors to blend into each other instead of, being able to see that there's a definite stroke or, hard line. And so I go through, and once I'm done, and you see there where some of it was a little thick, I would just blot it up with the paper towel. And then when I'm done, I do a spritz of, I believe it's coffee or espresso. Yes, espresso on each panel, just kind of add a little bit of more of a distressed look to these panels. So that's what I do with all of the panels. I go through and do the same thing to all of them. I lay down a couple of colors. I have squeezed orange. I think the one is mowed grass, and then I have butterscotch and then espresso that I'm putting on these panels. And like I said, just trying to, first of all, get the panels covered in some kind of color with the paintbrush, and then just going over them with some other, with the espresso spray. So I had another project that I had worked on where I did a cardboard journal that was kind of a steampunk theme, and I printed out a bunch of images from an image free or a copyright free image book that I got off of Amazon, and I decided to use some of those images in this journal as well. So here is one of the images that I selected to use in this journal, and I'm just going over these images and giving them a quick layer of color with my brush tip markers here. I actually recently got these markers, and I've really been enjoying using them on projects. So they've been a lot of fun to use. These are the excuse me, Tombow dual brush tip markers is what these markers are. And I actually got several sets. I got this set here that's got different colors in it, and then I got a set that is the set is supposed to be for skin tones, so it's got several different shades to do like skin tones with. And then I got another set that it's like different shades of gray leading up to black. So I ended up getting 3 sets of these markers, and they're, like I said, dual brush tip markers, and I've just really been enjoying using them on projects, so they've been a lot of fun. And I have a little scrap piece of paper there you see on the right hand side that I'm using just to kind of see what the color is. I guess the color, it's like you don't realize how bright the color is or how dark the color is, by looking at the color of the marker casing itself. And so I didn't want to go on to the picture with a marker and then realize, oh, whoa, that's a lot darker than I really wanted, or that's not as dark as I wanted it to be. So it just was easier, just to have a scrap that I can test it on to see, okay, is that what I'm, wanting to use on this image. So yeah, that was very helpful. And as you see, I'm not really being, particularly careful. I'm just kind of going over, the area that, I'm trying to color, and just trying to quickly get these colored up. On some of the other cardboard journals that I created, like the steampunk one, I used some images, and I just ended up putting them down in the journal, and I wasn't sure whether I wanted to leave them black and white or color them. And I did go back and add color to those images, but kind of, earth tone muted colors, because I didn't want it, since the journal itself was, kind of muted colors. I didn't want to have bright colors on the images, so I did end up going back and coloring those images. And in another journal that I created, I also had some images in it that I originally put down just as black and white, and then went back in and colored the images with some nice colors to match, the theme and the look and feel of the journal. But I didn't really show that part of it. So, cause like I said, when I was creating those, I just put down the images as, a black and white print. So I guess I decided to, in this video, to show you guys some of the coloring that I do on these images, just so that you can see it if you're interested. If not, then, people could skip ahead. But this is the last image. The one image before this is a statue, and I just quickly went over it with gray. This one is a gentleman holding a clock. And this journal, it actually turned out quite interesting, because each page is like kind of different in the like journals I made before. Like I did the steampunk journal, and it was, you know, all the panels were kind of had the steampunk feel. And then I did another one that, you know, had a different feel to it with these women in these nice fancy dresses and birds and butterflies and things. And this one I kind of ended up doing it where each panel kind of was different and had a kind of different imagery and different feel to them, which you'll see that here, you know, towards the end. But I really like the way it turned out, even though the each panel's a little bit different. But I think that overall, the overall like message of this particular journal is pretty cohesive throughout. And it's about, you know, just letting go of, you know, expectations and enjoy the journey of life, and just, you know, basically, you know, do the best you can. So here, I'm just showing you where I go over the back of these panels with black gesso. And so I kind of put in a small clip just showing how I, you know, painted the backs of these cardboard panels, not being particularly careful or anything, as you could see here, just trying to quickly get them covered with black gesso. And that's pretty much it there. Oop, I guess I show you a couple of more. And a couple of them like got a little bit of the white gesso on the back, but you know, it's not a big deal. It's, you know, especially since I was planning on covering the back with black gesso, and that just kind of gives the overall journal a more finished look. The previous cardboard journals, some of them I went back after the fact and painted the backs of the panels with the black gesso, and some of them I didn't bother. But anyway, I didn't show that part of it in any of the previous videos, and I thought I would here. So here I'm just with a black ink pad trying to go over the edges, which this is a very, I guess you could say, I don't know if you want to say loved or abused because it's falling apart, but it's certainly, you know, it's one that I always use for edges, and I'm going to have to think about maybe getting another one because it's really, you know, coming to pieces. And then I took a China marker and went through and just glued down, like went through my stash, decided on what other images I wanted to put on these panels, glued them down. I mean, I didn't show all that here because I think, you know, most people know how to glue down stuff. And actually I used a glue stick. I used just a permanent glue stick, you know, to cover the backs of the images and stick them down on these panels. And then here I'm going around the edges with a China marker, just trying to outline and shadow all of the images that I added to these panels. And there you see a couple of edges that didn't get glued down very well, so I just grabbed my glue stick and add a little bit more to get those little edges glued down. And that's all I'm doing here. And I actually, in previous little cardboard journals that I've done, I used jump rings to put the journals together, but come to find out, I had a few too many panels this time. So there I just was showing you, I think it was a Tim Holtz, like chit chat, which has like different little sayings and things that I went through and selected different things to add to each of the panels. And so I just showed you where I got, you know, the little sayings on each of the panels from. And then here, as you see, I marked 1 inch from the top and the bottom to get a hole in the first panel, and then I'm using that as a template to go through and mark and punch the holes in the remaining panels. But as I was saying, when I went to actually try to use a jump ring to put this little journal together. Lo and behold, I had too many panels. So I grabbed some lacy ribbon here that I had and just decided, well, that'll work just as good. So I grabbed 2 lengths of that, and then I just put that through the holes and tied that in a knot to bind this journal together with. So at the end here, you'll see I'll do like a real quick flip through to show you what the finished journal looks like and all the pages in this little journal. So that's pretty much the cardboard journal that I made. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and that it inspires you to make one yourself. I thank you for watching. You can hit the like button, or you can subscribe to my channel if you want to see more, or you can leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. So we'll talk to you guys again later. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.